Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Honored to be connecting in with you. And in February, we really like to reflect on love, all different types of aspects, including how are we loving ourselves, our messages, what we're bringing to the world. How are we standing in that, loving our life, what we're building, what we're bringing forward. I have two amazing guests today that are going to share some of their journey and things that they love from very different aspects. So I'm very excited to weave them together and have them share what's been placed on their heart and their spirit to really bring forward today. I know you're going to find this interview series empowering and supportive of you as a person, you in standing in your truth and really bringing forward those things that matter most to you. So I'm excited to have our conversation today. And in order for you to get the most out of it, I want to invite you to choose to be present. And what that means is not multitasking, but really taking a deep breath in through the nose, all the way to your toes, and then out through your mouth like through a straw. Take another beautiful breath. And this breathing helps us become present, quiets all that noise that can be around us and pull at us so that we can actually choose to be present, to slow down, to be poured into, to truly listen and hear and receive everything that is here to serve. So as you're breathing, slowing down, lowering cortisol levels, I invite you to breathe in and picture yourself breathing in all that beautiful oxygen to serve and support you. As you breathe out, releasing all that no longer does, giving you room and space to receive more, to actually hear that still small voice within you that sometimes we're so distracted we don't hear. Here's an opportunity for us to come together to listen, to hear, and receive. So as you're listening, I invite you to close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Put both hands on your heart. Just take a moment to feel your heart beat. And notice that pause in between the beats. As you're noticing, what is it your heart is sharing with you? What is it that you need today that will encourage you, empower you, support you? What do you need real time that you're willing to receive because you absolutely have choice? So what is it that you need and are willing to receive? Just take a moment to receive that information. Let's take another big breath. Open up our eyes, become fully present, and take a moment to write down what was laid on your heart. Let's start to co-create it, bring it forward, and keep it top of mind as we go through our conversation today. Because our intention is to support you and help move that intention, that need forward. And as you lean in and listen, be looking for something unexpected, that something you didn't know that you can perhaps add to your toolbox. You can start to build into your life to help you bring forward those things that matter most. So welcome. We're thrilled to have each and every one of you joining us today. I'm going to go around our virtual room here in just a moment and have each of our guests take a moment and just share when they stopped, paused, and listened what was laid on their heart. So with that, I would love to start with you, Skye. What was laid on your heart?
Oh, thank you, Rebecca. What really came forth for me was that this life is meant to work. That I am worthy, I am enough, and that's just something that people need to really realize, that we are meant to work. We are meant to be worthy and enough.
I love that. How important to remember we are worthy, we are enough. Mm-hmm. And even when there are those challenging times, we are worthy of care, love, support, and enough. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Jill, how about you? What was laid on your heart?
Well, it is Random Acts of Kindness Week, and I have to say I'm really big on conscious acts of kindness versus random, and now we tie it together with love and Valentine's Day, and it always occurs to me, and this is something, that just really settled in during that moment, that love is every day, not just Valentine's Day, and, it ties into the other one. So for me, it's always about how do I be that space of love and space of kindness every day in every moment. And that breath allows that to be so.
I love it. I'm sitting here smiling and I'm beaming love at you.
Aw, thank you.
You're welcome. That made my heart so happy, that reminder.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. And I love this concept that they don't need to be random, but we can be conscious, really consciously building acts of kindness into our life every single day. And that love is an everyday choice, opportunity that we have. Beautiful share, Jill. Thank you. And listeners, I want you to feel the love too. I don't want anyone feeling that they're not getting the beam of love at them as well. So I'm sending love out to each and every one of you. I hope that you can feel that and receive that. And so interesting, this past week I had someone sharing with me, they were just going through a really challenging time. And words from my grandmother bubbled up to share with them. And it was the reminder to treat our own selves like our best friend. We're really good frequently at taking care of others and pushing and showing up and holding space and extending grace. But sometimes we forget to extend that same love, that same understanding, that same support and kindness for ourselves. So I just want to encourage each of you as we get ready to go to our first commercial break here to really honor yourselves. Remember to treat yourself like your own best friend, holding that space, that love, that understanding, that compassion, and even that cheering on of yourself can be so powerful in the journey. So I invite you to sit with what was laid on your heart. See how what we have shared may be adding to that, enhancing that, shifting things. And we will continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Follow Voice America at Facebook.com/Voice America for juicy updates from your favorite radio shows and podcasts.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break, that opportunity to pause and listen. And I hope just extend that extra loving energy and support to you. When we're able to be filled up with that, we're able to more easily share love and support others and really spread that out, heart by heart, life by life. So I encourage you, as we have those breaks throughout our show, it's an opportunity to take in what serves, to integrate it, to process it, to breathe out what no longer does. And the information, the insights, even the energy of our time together can really start to integrate itself into your life. Instead of getting on that to-do list, it actually becomes part of who you are and what you're doing. So use those moments as we build them into the show on purpose for you, to support you. Well, I'm excited as we come back to introduce our first guest. I know you're going to enjoy her and all that she's bringing to the world. And she's very excited. You're going to get to hear some of that excitement as she gets to share some of what she's bringing to the world. It's about to be launched and released. So we're excited to get to be in the know and share that with each and every one of you. But let me take a moment to just share a little bit about our guest. So Skye Bellarmine is an author, and she grew up in a nomadic family that was always moving about. And so she learned early on how to adapt. She grew amazing life skills, and she's developed an intuitive empathy that has helped her rise above life's challenges, really build resilience and own who she is in so many powerful ways. And she's absolutely passionate about helping you navigate through challenging or dark times, rise up and shine. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Skye Bellarmine to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. Glad to be here.
You are very welcome. I'm thrilled to have you joining us. And I mentioned in your bio that you're an author, and I know you're currently writing a series, and the first one is coming out very, very soon, this coming month. And I wanted to start our questions with why? Why writing? Why is that an avenue and bringing this series forward that is important to you, that calls to you?
Well, I believe that writing and having a voice for whatever challenges you're working through can help others. One of my favorite quotes is, life's not what happens to you, but rather what you do with what happens to you. And I just believe it's really important to take experiences and lessons and even blessings that we learn and share them with others to somehow enhance their lives. And that's what I'm going to be working to do in this trilogy series that starts with Breaking Solace that comes out on March 7th, and I'm super excited about it.
Well, I am excited as well. And I really love that. I think when we are willing to come through challenges and then share what we've learned, that is a real gift to anyone who hears that message or has that opportunity. Our hard-lived lessons or wisdom, they can actually leverage off of. They don't necessarily have to go through the exact hard thing we went through to learn it. They can fast-track it by taking in what we've discovered. Yes. And so I love that you have folded that into your messaging, to what you share out in the world and what you're bringing forward in this series. So this first book, Breaking Solace, I know coming out on March 7th. So I encourage everyone to write that date on the calendar. We'll tell you a little bit later on why that date in particular is so important. So March 7th. Mark it on the calendar. But do you mind sharing a little bit about this book in particular? what you're hoping it does in the world, what you hope the readers discover as they lean into adding this to their library.
Okay, sounds great. So Breaking Solace is the beginning of a novel trilogy, and it's about a very young couple, successful, and have everything going on for them. And they've been together for a couple of years, and then things change, Rebecca. Tally, the main character, starts noticing some very dramatic differences in their relationship. And also, she starts doing a little bit of research on controlling behaviors and personalities and that kind of thing, coming to find out that her loving husband, whom she thought was a loving husband, actually has narcissistic tendencies. And what readers will actually get into Tally's mind. She journals rather frequently, and you'll get to hear her self-talk and her questions and her ponderings about what's going on in this relationship that she thought at one point was so perfect. And she's doing, like I said, a lot of journaling, a lot of self-reflection, starts therapy and talking with friends and all that. And really what readers are going to ultimately learn is about narcissists loving power, and they'll do anything to maintain control. That being intelligent and sensitive is not enough to avoid being fooled or manipulated. It's really not. And the victims often get deluded by things such as love bombing, gaslighting, flying monkeys without even realizing it. And so you really come into learning about the highs and lows of codependency, self-doubt, and you really walk the journey through this relationship challenge with Tally, arm in arm.
Beautiful. And I love that people get to get a view of what goes on in her mind, what she's discovering as this unfolds for her, and learns about that, and she navigates through those waters. And is there some takeaways that you hope readers gain? So they're getting this powerful information and insight. Are there also some tips perhaps they discover as they read her journey and story?
Well, it's interesting, Rebecca, that I believe, and I guess I can say this universally, that all readers will get something out of the book. I have yet to meet someone who cannot relate to this story on some level. And I just want everyone to realize that being in an abusive relationship is not okay, capital not okay. And even if you're feeling weak or confused or emotional over abuse in some way, whether it be mental or physical, you can rally some support from people around you. You can build your tribe of people around you and really work on getting your life back. You know, it is a process, but you know, like my Bible says, you're meant to shine. We're all meant to shine. But that's one thing that happens in these types of relationships. And I have some personal experience in this type of relationship, and I just hear people now talking with me going, wow, you're so different than when you were in that relationship, when I was more of a possession of my ex. And now they're like, oh my God, Skye, you're so focused, but you're also like laid back and you just kind of roll with it. I was like, well, that's the real me. That's the real me. And so it's been interesting just to walk through this with Tally, the main character, and see how she's striving. She's so young. She's striving to maintain the real her, but it's a huge challenge for her, and it's a huge challenge for so many people in this world.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing and giving us a little bit of a feel of what people will discover in this book and in this journey as they get to walk alongside your main character and see what she discovers and learns and eventually is able to step into more and more of who she is. So I'm excited for it to be released in the world. And we mentioned earlier it'll be released on March 7th. So that's coming up just around the corner. And so I encourage everyone to write that date on the calendar, March 7th, because when it's released, there's always a special rate for the first 24 to possibly 48 hours. And so if you can watch when it's released, you're able to take advantage of the special rate. And Skye, what is that special rate?
It is $1.99 for an ebook for those 24 to 48 hours. So
Perfect.
Everybody jump on it. It's going to be a great deal.
I love it. That digital format that you can easily take with you and share out for $1.99 is a great value. So I encourage everyone to lean in, take advantage, check it out. We'll be helping post and share out on that day as well, and we'd love your support. The more we can help people discover patterns and break out of them, those unhealthy patterns, and get support and become more of who they are, the healthier the world is, and the more powerfully we are each able to shine. So I love the heartbeat in what you've created, why you're bringing it forward. And I wanted to see if you had a tip that you wanted to share with us, either around how we can more powerfully stand in who we are, love ourselves even more, be extra kind to ourselves, own who we are even more, maybe a step or a tip that you could give us today.
Well, I've been thinking about that as I'm walking with Callie through her journey. And I'd say if you really look at, as I use the word journey again, the relationship journey, periodically we just need to kind of step back, as you said, take a minute, take some deep breaths, kind of step off the pavement. Maybe imagine you're on a sandy shore and just kind of reflect on whom you allow to speak into your life. Do their words wash over you and refresh you like a gentle tide? Or do their words dash you against the rocks and pull you into the undertow? Okay, we all have people in our lives that fit both of those scenarios. And then just kind of reflect, like I said, and you said keep breathing deeply. Just reflect and then resume your journey, your life journey, and decide to whom you're going to listen and respond. I mean, that's a lot of self-care, self-love, is really realizing to whom we should listen and to whom we should allow to be part of our lives.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And that reminder that we have choice, who we do tune into and listen to and give space and continue to have in our sphere, and really paying attention to those people. And are these the people that are lifting us up and empowering us and bringing us forward? Or are there voices we need to tune out a little bit to hear our own, to really bring forward who we are and who we're called to be? Oh, Skye, thank you so much. I so appreciate your wisdom and insight. And we are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. When we come back towards the end of the show, we're going to make sure you know how to connect with Skye. You can even get on her list, so you are first to know and get that magic link as soon as that book's released to take advantage of that special rate. So all those things are coming, so just stay tuned. As we go to this next commercial break, I think it's really great to think about breathing in, and who are those people in your life that uplift you, that you want to spend more time, that are soothing to your soul, that are empowering to you, and how can you create a little bit more room for more of them, as well as time for you to be able to hear who you truly are, what resonates with you, what empowers you, and brings you love and joy. We'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Birdie told me Voice America is on X. Follow us at Voice America TRN.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. They had an opportunity to really sit and be still, breathe, and see what bubbled up as you reflected on those that you have in your life and the voices you're listening to, including those voices in our own head. Because sometimes those voices can be powerful and supportive and cheering us on. And sometimes they can be our greatest critic. So I think it's important to also pay attention to what we're tuning into, what we're telling ourselves, because I believe we'll believe what we say. So let's be mindful of what we say to ourselves and remember to be kind and supportive to ourselves, cheer ourselves on as we navigate forward in this life. I'm excited to introduce our next guest. I know you're going to love her heart and her spirit. And I love in the opening segment how she reminded us that this is the week of random acts of kindness and that we can actually create conscious acts of kindness. And that really resonated with me. So I love that. It doesn't have to be random at all. We can be very conscious and deliberate in how we're impacting others, how we're being kind and spreading that out in the world. So it's my pleasure to introduce my dear friend, Jill Lublin, an international speaker on topics of publicity, networking, kindness, and referrals. She's a #1 best-selling author of multiple books that she has brought forward. She is a master of helping people navigate through publicity and really stand in their brilliance. She's the CEO of a strategic consulting firm, has over 25 years experience, leads a kindness community, and is passionate about helping you be seen, heard, and shine. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the kind, powerful, and dynamic Jill Lublin to the show. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Rebecca. I am so delighted to be here.
You are so welcome. Honored to have you joining us today. And I wanted to start with why. Why is this work about publicity and kindness? Why is that personally so important to you?
You know, I've been honored and blessed to really help literally thousands of entrepreneurs over many years in my career. And what I love is helping people get their message out. You know, for me, it gives me great joy to support someone who often, you know, frankly doesn't have the budget to afford the big public relations agencies, but yet needs the power of what publicity does. The truth is everybody needs it no matter what you're working on. And it does support what you're working on to contribute to the world. So I see it like being a messenger of messengers And that's really fun for me. It's a wonderful challenge with each person I work with and based on what they're doing and what they want to contribute to the world and finding the right way to do that. So that's been a joy for me. And then the kindness piece came through with The Prophet of Kindness. Once that was written, it was like, all right, I think what's next is we put together circles of kindness and, and keep getting the word out about that because, hey, kind companies get great publicity. That's a great thing.
I love that. And I know that you have a book that you've released around that, and even how kindness and profit can go together, because I think sometimes people think they don't. So I love all that you're doing, why you're doing it, and what you're bringing forward. So I'd love to start with that on the kindness side of things, that as an expert in kindness, leaning in, saying yes to being willing to lead different communities and groups in that and bring your book forward. Can you share how kindness and profit do tie together?
Absolutely. I know it does seem contrary a bit when you first see it, but the truth is, the currency of kindness leads to profit, because if you look at kindness, it is a currency. You don't do it to receive or get anything, but interestingly enough, it does pay dividends. And kindness, it comes in many forms and multiple ways to deliver it. In The Prophet of Kindness, I have what I call return on kindness principles, ROK, rocks, because everybody wants ROI, and ROI is great. You must receive that in your business too. But with rocks, ROK, return on kindness principles, you also get ROI, and it's been proven. Like, we interviewed lots of different people and all kinds of sizes of business, from the solopreneurs to larger companies, and that was a consistent factor.
I love that. I'm giving that a moment to just sink in for everybody, because I do think there's that myth that you're busting right now that kindness and profit don't go together. They do, and can actually create, I think, lasting growth when we are kind in how we operate and bring things forward. And I love that you found that through your interviewing and research, that there was that consistency that rocks is created when we bring that into our business, that currency into our business. Do you have a tip of a step that we can take, whether we're an entrepreneur or not, to start to bring more kindness into our lives and our businesses?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, my first big tip is practice a conscious act of kindness every single day. So let's say you're to the end of the day and you haven't done anything kind, which for most people probably isn't true. If you really look at how you're being during the day and pay attention to it. But if for some reason, send a nice text, write a nice email. How about a handwritten card? Wow, that's a fun thing these days, and take a look at new ways to reach and touch each other. And I think that makes a big difference. And I really see it, like related to my first comment at the beginning of the show. If we all do this one thing, imagine what a world we would have.
I love it. Well, and I'm even thinking, and we don't have to be limited to one. We could do more, because I always like extra credit, bonuses. But I love that.
Let's do bonus kindness. I love that.
Extra credit. But making a conscious effort to do one or more. I just don't want anyone limited. If they start to love being kind, we can start to do more and more, which is great. And do you mind sharing the title of your book that you brought forward, and where people can get it around kindness, those who are wanting to dig in and go deeper?
Beautiful. Yes, thank you. It's called The Prophet of Kindness, Profit, The Prophet of Kindness. And you can go to JillLublin.com. It takes you right through to Amazon, and you can order the book on my site.
Perfect. Thank you. And then the other thing we were talking about as we're opening our conversation and the interview segment is about publicity. And I know you have a great love for all things publicity, and brought forward a book focused on guerrilla marketing. Am I saying the title correctly? I want to make sure I'm representing you correctly.
Thank you. It's guerrilla publicity.
Oh, thank you for the correction. Guerrilla publicity. Want to make sure I'm accurate there. And I would love for you to share a little bit about this book and how it's helped so many entrepreneurs.
So guerrilla publicity is really oriented toward entrepreneurs. Small actions, simple to do, affordable, that have impact to get you publicity now, using what we like to refer to as time and imagination and some creativity. And so that's been really supporting entrepreneurs for years. We're actually in our third edition of Guerrilla Publicity. Super excited.
I love it.
Updated it, and with blogs and podcasts and all the fun things that are going on now.
Oh, that's so exciting. I love that you're keeping it current because I know technology just changes and the avenues and things available evolves over time. So I love that. Congratulations on the third edition that you're bringing forward. Absolutely. And sharing with the world. And I love that there are small steps, affordable steps that entrepreneurs can take that can really make a big difference. And do you have a quick tip or a starting place for someone who is, that sounds great, I'm leaning in, what's something I can do today or a way I can start shifting my thinking today to lean into publicity? And maybe even, is this important for me? Because I think people have that question as well.
Yes. Well, let me just say, publicity is happening from the minute you walk out your door, whether you're, doing it or not. So let's do it purposefully and be on purpose with it and get a message that's right for you. So I'm really big on what I call visibility building activities. These are small steps you take to be consistent and persistent and out in the marketplace. One great visibility building activity that's easy and simple and doesn't even cost anything is go to Google Alerts and put in your name, number one, because you always want your name to be there, that when you receive publicity, you will know it. And then I want you to put in one word. Like, let's say you're a coach or you're in the area of health, or like our wonderful guest, you wrote a fiction novel. Like, whatever it is you're doing, put in one word and let Google Alerts show you who's talking about that. So let's say you're doing, something in the area of health or a health coach, and you're going to see podcasts that are talking about it. You're going to see media that's talking about your subject. And I think that's really a good thing, that you take a look at what's the news of the day, so to speak. We want to always know what's going on. Google Alerts is a great place, and it will alert you, literally, to what the media is talking about, and that helps for you to know what to do next.
Beautiful. I love that. And I think it's also good to see how your name is showing up and tying to. So both your name as well as what's going on in the area that you're wanting to contribute and bring support and change and information to. That's brilliant. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I love it. Now, do you have a myth that you hear or see out in the world around publicity, maybe a block that people have sometimes, that we could bust and share the truth?
Yes, please. How about I'm not ready? Really, if you're in business, you're ready. And listen, I've helped people at the very start of their business, midway through their business, successful, really all levels, because the truth is publicity is an evolutionary process. When you have different launches or different focuses or different projects or maybe a new book you're launching or whatever it is that the audience is out there doing, hey, guess what? We want attention to you and focus on you and people to be talking about it so that you get leads and prospects and trust. Trust is really important in the marketplace today, that you become the authority on what you're about and your passion. And publicity does all of that for you. It really elevates your star, your possibilities of getting seen and getting heard and getting paid. That's always good, right? So I say everyone is ready for publicity, and there are baby steps you can take to build your confidence, to create, what I might call the right path and do it in the right way with systems and blueprints. I know that I've been teaching for years, and keep it so that things are simple. I find a lot of people they don't take that baby step maybe because they're afraid. And what I know, Rebecca, working with literally thousands of people for a long time, is that when you have your message down, you get confidence, and all of a sudden you can speak it better. And it makes such a big difference. And let me just say, this happened with a realtor I was working with. She wouldn't even come on camera, and this was like with me in our private sessions, because for whatever reason, she was afraid. And I said, and by the way, she was beautiful and articulate and successful, actually, in real estate. And we really worked through that. For her, that was her block. Had to do with confidence. What I discovered with her is, and now I, frankly know this much more, is that when she got her message down and integral to herself, and, that it was congruent with who she is, which I believe every message of every person needs to be congruent with who you are and what you want to put out in the world, and, frankly, your personality. Some people are more extroverted, more introverted, whatever it is. We honor that and work with that in your message. And then her camera started coming on, and she was able to have that ease and confidence, and that makes a big difference.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that reminder about how important it is, and we're busting that myth, and that it can really work with who we are, how we are. And as we do that, our confidence grows, our message grows. There's more of an ease as we bring that forward. Thank you so much, Jill, for sharing. I truly appreciate it. And I know our listeners are getting a lot of value as they write down these tips and suggestions, and perhaps a shift in how we think about publicity. And I think it's so important, this visibility, because what I have learned in the world is that if they can't hear you, if they can't see you, if you feel like the best kept secret, you can't help them. You need to be easy to find, easy to recognize. People need to know what you do and how you can help them. And publicity, visibility aligned with who you are is a powerful way to be easy to find so you can have the impact that you're called to have. Anything you would add to that, Jill?
Well, what I want to say is that it's really about contribution also. And what I know is the people you attract, Rebecca, of course, they want to be contributors. And publicity is the fastest path to that. That creates a simplicity in reaching people. I like to say it's a gift that keeps on giving, because it's a multiplication factor that magnifies your magnificent and, frankly, monetizes whatever you're doing. And, what better vehicle than that? Reach one to many quickly.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Jill. I appreciate it. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do so, listeners, I want you to think about, where are you showing up? How are you taking steps to be visible? Perhaps do that quick exercise on Google. Put your name in and see. We'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that moment, that opportunity to really pause and take in all that wisdom, insight, and suggestions that Jill shared with us, and perhaps even do that Google search, or that's something you can do at the end of our time together today. So I wanted to share a couple of things. So one tip I can give you is at the end of the show, take a moment to pause, breathe, integrate. 3-5 minutes, and really choose how you're stepping forward into the day, what you're focused on, how you're being. Don't just rush into the day. The day doesn't get to be in charge. You do. So take a moment to stop, pause, and choose how you are stepping forward. Secondly, for those of you who are looking for more visibility, one of the frequent emails I get or questions or private messages people send me, they're really interested in being a guest on our show. So if that's something that's interesting to you, we would love to welcome you. The process we use is called the Speaker Talent Search. So if you go to speakertalentsearch.com, you'll learn all the process and steps to go through and to be considered a guest for our show. And what's beautiful about the Speaker Talent Search is that not only does it give you an opportunity to possibly be a guest on one of our shows, there are many other people that are participating in the panel as well that are looking for experts to have on their shows as well. So one application can give you an opportunity for multiple visibility opportunities. So that's a tip that I encourage those of you who are looking to be seen and heard and are interested in being on platforms or shows like ours. So I encourage you to check that out. We're going to go around our virtual room and have each of our guests share their contact information so that you can go deeper with them. Please know I'm sharing this on purpose. It's not just for drill. I really encourage you to write down the contact information. They are serious and open to connecting with you and supporting you. So I want you to have that same access that I do with those people that really are impacting you and can support you on your journey. So with that, Skye, I'd love for you to share the launch day of your book, again, the title, and how people can get on your list so they get to take advantage of the release of your book.
Okay, awesome. So the launch date is March 7th, and just a few weeks from now. And for 24 to 48 hours, there will be a $1.99 ebook, electronic book available. And you can get on the list for that by either emailing me, SKYE at STARSKYE press.com. So my starskypress.com. So that's one way, email, or go to my website, breakingsolaceBook.com, and that's BREAKING SOLACE book.com. And I would love to connect with you.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Skye, for sharing and joining with us today. Congratulations on book 1 in the series coming out just around the corner. I know that's exciting, and we're looking forward to seeing it out in the world and all the impact that it will have as it ripples out. So thank you for joining us today and sharing. I appreciate it. And do you have a final tip that you want to give our listeners around love and really stepping into their truth?
I believe that we should all be very passionate about trying to grow mutually healthy relationships. We want to make each other feel special, make each other feel like they're important in our world.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. And I'm excited to also bring Jill back on. And Jill, I'd love for you to share your contact information, how we can go deeper. And I believe you also have a beautiful free gift for our listeners. So we'd love to hear about that as well.
Absolutely. Thank you. If you go to JillLublin.com, and I'll just spell it quickly, and that's JILLLUB as in boy, LIN.com. That's a great place to connect, to contact me, and all kinds of fun things. And yes, I've prepared a free gift, which is a publicity action guide. It is implementable, fast action tips that support you to get your publicity out, like right now. And on top of that, inside of the free gift is a live interactive masterclass with me, completely free, which answers your questions and gives you more great contact and information right there, live on Zoom with me. So I look forward to seeing you all there. Oh, wow. And I have to give the link. It's
please.
That always helps, right? It's publicitycrashcourse.com/free gift.
Perfect. Do you mind saying that one more time? I just want to make sure everybody got it.
Yes, thank you. It's publicitycrashcourse.com/free gift.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your generous gift and tips and all that you're doing in the world to help messengers get their messages out there. And did you have a final tip or reminder that you wanted to share with our listeners today?
I think the biggest thing to remember is that your message matters. Whatever you're doing, the point is to create that simple, what I'd like to say, concise and precise way to get your message encapsulated and get it out there. But to remember mostly that your message matters. That's a key.
Thank you so much, Jill, for that reminder and your generous gift. I appreciate that, and I encourage everyone to lean in and take advantage of that opportunity. Remember to put March 7th on your calendar to lean in and add this beautiful book to your library, and we'd love your support in helping share out as we help Skye reach as many people as possible as she brings her book forward. And listeners, I love that reminder that Jill's giving the your message matters and you matter. You are absolutely needed in this world for such a time as this. And the biggest gift you can give the world, the most loving gift you can give, is more of you. So the more you can really stand in who you are, find ways to support you and surround yourself with those who support you, you will be more able to share and shine your gifts out in the world in your unique way, in the way that you have been given to share the world, your gifts, your talents, and your abilities. So I encourage you, as you go back into the world and you're choosing how you navigate, that you choose to bloom where you're planted and shine your heart, your love, and your gifts out into the world. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.